Hi, welcome back to the Get Published course. My name is Bennett R. Coles, and I'm the founder of Cascadia Author Services. Today, I want to talk about how to get started, how to take all those ideas in your head and get them formed up into something that looks like a book. Because if you are a subject matter expert, you probably have tons of ideas and you're thinking about, oh, how can I fit them all into my book? I know so much stuff. How can I get that into a table of contents and an outline and put it all together? It can seem really daunting. And so I have a really neat tool that I've used many times to take all of this information that may not even seem connected and bring it together in a way that we can create a book outline. From there, write the book. It's called a mind map. Now, a mind map is a visual tool to generate and to uh, collate ideas. It uses both associative thinking and radial thinking. Now, associative thinking, that's when you take an idea and then there's another idea that's close to that, and another idea that's close to that. And you can build a concept of connections between different ideas. And each connection can sometimes prompt a new thought that is connected but taking you further away. Radial thinking is how our brains work. Our brains like to cluster ideas together and it likes to see the relationships. And with a mind map, you can use radial thinking to both see the big picture and look at the details at the same time. So I'm not going to keep you in suspense. I made up just a little rough diagram of what a mind map might look like, and I'll come back to it in a few minutes as I go through the process. The key to a mind map, though, is having one central idea. And this is what I'll say in many different videos. When you're starting out with your book, you have to decide, what is it? What is the one thing that I want to get across to my audience? Am I trying to say this idea, or is that idea actually really what I want to say? Or are they both together and are they part of a more fundamental idea? The point is, before you start writing, you really should figure out, what is it that I'm trying to say? What is my main idea? What is the main problem that I'm trying to address for my target audience? That is the center of your mind map. That is what you want to do. This is where it all starts, is with that main idea. But of course, a main idea can't just exist by itself. It has to be supported by other ideas. And that's where the mind map comes from. And so, looking at our little mind map drawing, we have a main idea right here in the center. And the first step away, you start drawing in and putting in just little phrases saying, well, what's an idea, a major supporting idea to that mind map? Not necessarily little details, just what are the big concepts that I have to explain if I want to have my main idea come together. There's maybe 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 big concepts, and I would call them supporting ideas. You got your main idea, and then you've got your supporting ideas around them. And when you're making your mind map, you want to keep it really simple. You don't want to write a big paragraph. You don't want to explain what that supporting idea is. Really simple. Just a word, a couple of words, a phrase at most. Keep it simple and then write it down on your board. And what you will wind up with is something that looks like this. We have a main idea, then you have supporting ideas that go off of it, and then off of each supporting idea, you have a tertiary idea. You can call it whatever you like, but it's something that's a sort of a sub idea supporting this. And as you go and as you make this visual representation, you will start to see other connections too. You may notice, oh, wait, these are tertiary ideas from different supporting ideas, but they're actually connected as well. Maybe I need to make a section of my book just to cover these two, or maybe these two supporting ideas that I originally thought of, now that I've analyzed the whole thing, I see they're kind of just two sides of the same coin. Maybe I should put them together into one chapter, one supporting idea there. There may be a link here that perhaps these are closer than I thought they were, or maybe these don't actually fit. Maybe when I look at my main idea, I realize that these two tertiary ideas, they're not really supporting the main idea. They're talking about something else, so maybe I should just take them out. So this is in basic form what a mind map can look like and what the concept is. It's a visual representation of the ideas that you want to cover in your book, starting with your main idea in the middle, your supporting ideas around, and then sub-supporting, whatever you want to call them, tertiary ideas around each of the supporting ideas. And you can see here that what we're doing already is kind of building an outline for your book, because your sub ideas, your supporting ideas, are very likely going to be the sections of your book. And then each tertiary idea might be a chapter or a section in that. So you can start to build your outline for your book based on your mind map. But the mind map can really help you organize your thoughts. All the different things that you know about your area of expertise can come together on the mind map, and you can look at them and study them and go, these support my main idea really well. These ones are important, but you know what? Maybe they're for book two. They don't really support the main idea that I have. But using the mind map and that visual technique can really help you to see the connections between your ideas. And it can also help you think of other connections, other ideas that will come to you. So that's the point of the mind map. Now, how to build your mind map. Now, you notice I just used a whiteboard, super simple. When I'm actually working on a mind map for real, I have a bigger whiteboard. It's about this big, and I put much more detail onto it. But you can use whatever tool you feel best with. You can just use something as simple as a paper and pencil. Or if you're, a child of the digital age, then you might want to use a great online tool. There's Miro, there's Trello, there's Google Jamboard. There's lots of great programs out there that you can use. You can use sticky notes. You can use a cork board. If you have a beautiful mind, you can use string that you tack up the different pieces and ideas on the board. However you want to do it, the principle is the same. First of all, you want to define your hierarchy. What is your main idea? And there should just be one of those. What is your main idea? And then what are the big supporting ideas that go around it? That's your second level of your hierarchy. And then what's the third level of your hierarchy? And maybe even the fourth, depending on how detailed you want to get in your mind map. But I would suggest using different colors or using different shapes to define the mind map. It may be hard to see here, but I've got this one in black. My second ones are in red. They're all squares. My third ones are in green. So it helps me see very quickly, visually, the different levels, the different hierarchy that I'm using. Find some way to distinguish the different levels from each other. And feel free to use straight lines, perhaps use dotted lines to show that there's a weaker connection between ideas. You can circle things to show that they're actually closer than you thought. You can cross things out if you think, no, they're not going to be fitting with my main idea. But what you want to do is once you have all your ideas down in your mind map, is group them, regroup them if you think you have to, refine, and realize, what do I need here? What am I missing? And perhaps what do I have that I don't need? Look for themes, look for sequences, look for connections. Perhaps, even though this is idea one, it's only idea one on your mind map because you thought of it first. Maybe idea three is how you're going to start the book. This is what has to come first. And then this will be combined over here somewhere later. The mind map is meant to be a flexible tool. You shouldn't leave it the way it was when you first wrote it down. You don't want to lock yourself into, I wrote that idea down first, so I need to write about it first. Not at all. That's not how mind maps work. It's to show you the big picture and the details at the same time so that you can build what is a more logical argument. And this is how my book should come together. The organizing principles should emerge as you study your mind map, as you think about it, as you move things around in your mind map. You'll see that your outline of your book will start to become clear. So how far should you take the mind map? Well, I think that making an outline of a book is a good goal for you to aim for. You're capturing the big ideas, you're moving them around, you're seeing how they relate to each other, you're seeing what writing down one idea, what that inspires you to think of, I need to cover this and this and this as well. And that's really relevant. Maybe that's actually even bigger than I thought. It's a creative process, it's fluid. And once you've spent some time with the mind map, work on it, go away from it, come back to it again. Once you spend some time and you're confident, yes, I have something, ideally the goal of the mind map is for you to have an outline of your book laid out, and then you can start thinking about writing from there. The mind map is a great tool. It's very flexible. It's very intuitive. It's really suited to how our brains work. I highly recommend that everyone give it a try. I do have a blog on the website that goes into more detail of how to use a mind map. Feel free to check that out. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. We're always happy to discuss it. Hope this has been useful. Thanks for watching.